Welcome, everyone. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, ready to bring you all the action along with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. And as we take a look here at Brook Lopez, guys, give us some thoughts.
Well, what you love about him, Kevin, is what I've noticed is that, he hits a couple shots and it just feels like he's in his groove, in his rhythm. And you oftentimes see the opponent call a timeout after he makes one shot. They don't want him to get really, really hot.
And something else he does that I know is underrated and undervalued is he sets very hard screens. Those screens are a real key component of a lot of the plays they run.
Thrilled to be back in Boston. The Celtics ready for that home court advantage. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one. They were dominated last year. Not a good matchup for them, going 1-3 in the season series.
You know, the Celtics ruled the Atlantic starting with their title run in 08, but last year it finally came to an end, that ruling of the Atlantic. 5 straight years of winning their division is now behind them.
Now here's Garnett, and it's wide right. It's off the rim. Green with the ball, and it's Johnson picking him up. Green passes to Rondo, feeds to Olynyk. Garnett with the block. Johnson outside, and that is good. Johnson's got the opening bucket of the night here for the Nets. And back to the Celtics in the Atlantic. You knew it was going to be hard for them to keep winning the division with all the talent, Steve, that has come into it within the last couple of years.
Well, it was a great 5-year run for Boston in terms of winning the Atlantic. But, with the up-and-coming teams in New York and Brooklyn, all of a sudden Boston is looking ahead, looking above them to the other teams in the division. And now it's time to make another push, another rebuilding job, and get back on top. Darren Williams suffered a lot of injuries in the first half of last season and finally got healthy in the second half, and it showed. He was fantastic during the last 30 or 40 games or so, and I think now with all this talent around him, the situation is perfect for Williams to reestablish himself as one of the elite players in this league.
And the first one drops. And for Williams last season, he seemed to get better, Clark, as the season wore on. Not usually the case with injuries.
But I think he, like a lot of players, Kevin, may have still been recovering from the grind of the condensed schedule 2 seasons ago. He started playing in Turkey before starting that tough, shortened season. So you factor in Team USA play in the summer. He put a lot of wear and tear on his body, and I think it just took a while for it to rebound.
Last season for Darren Williams, his lowest assist per game average since his rookie season, down under 8 a game. One thing he said, he talked about himself being a system player, looking for maybe a more system offense under Jason Kidd now.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Here's Johnson. Here's Lopez. Lays it up and banks it in.
Did you see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket?
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
Now here's Rondo. Green left side. Shot from the wing. That one wide left. And back to that comment from Williams about being a system player. I know he expressed some difficulty going from the flex offense, Clark, that they run in Utah to the system they were running in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think more of an isolation offense here, and some say that he was wasting shot clock time dribbling around, but it may be that he was asked to do more. I mean, Utah has so much movement off the ball. It was more of an equal opportunity type offense that enabled Williams to make the play with the pass as opposed to making it with the dribble, and there is a difference.
For Boston, they come into this one following a loss to the San Antonio Spurs.
And you look at the stat sheet from that night, I mean, the turnovers were just glaring. No way you're going to give up the ball as many times as they did and still win.
Well, not unless you play an even tougher brand of defense and force even more turnovers on the other side. That's the only way you're really going to be able to counteract giving the ball to the opponent that you're in.
Great assist there. Led him to the perfect spot.
Brooklyn leading by 3. Johnson with it. He's coming off a 19-point game against Charlotte. Garnett left side. And he gets the bucket.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, I think that could really set things up well the rest of the game. Pound the ball inside and then let your perimeter players play off your bigs.
Here's Bradley, following the score by Kevin Garnett. Rondo with the ball. Williams picks him up. Rocket 6. Rondo off the big from Bass. Here's Bradley. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
Johnson dishes to Garnett. Fades. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Celtics trail by 7. And here's Rondo. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Bradley. His three-pointers off the mark. The Brooklyn Nets come into this one following a loss to the Bobcats in Charlotte.
And they didn't get any second chance opportunities in that game, or very few of them, I should say. It was one and done. I thought that was the difference in the game.
And when I look at it, Steve, success on the offensive glass to me is about desire. I mean, you need positioning, you need time and jumping ability, but it's more about desire, the willingness to get in there and mix it up. And I just didn't see any of that kind of determination and desire from them.
Now here's Rondo for the three. The shot will not go.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
Williams kicks to Pierce. No good off the front iron.
Ill-advised shot selection right there, Clark.
It really was. I mean, very low percentage shot there.
Rondo, and he gets the bucket.
You know, something we're seeing less and less of these days, that little finger roll.
Brooklyn leading by 5. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
You know, it always amazes me, guys, when you look at Rondo, who really doesn't have a reliable jump shot. And yet, because of his quickness, he's still able to get into the heart of the defense and get shots at the rim in the paint. I mean, you just can't do that if teams are giving you space in the NBA unless you have the elite speed of a Rajon Rondo.
The Nets making a switch here. Andre Bloch, he's checked in for Lopez. Evans comes in for Kevin Garnett. Andre Kirilenko's checked in for Pierce. And it's Terry in for Williams. Now here is Kirilenko. There's the dish to Terry. Bloch with the screen on Rondo. Kicks it to Bloch. No one near him. But they'll get another chance. Dishes it to Johnson. Over Sullinger. Here's Evans. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
23 seconds left in the first quarter. The drive by Rondo. Sullinger with a screen for Rondo. Lee outside. And it's Kirilenko with the rebound. Here's Johnson. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Nets lead by 7. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere.
Tune in Wednesday, November 27th. Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Do not miss it.